So, in my regular day to day, I am an advocate. I'm an attorney. I advocate on behalf of social justice, social economic justice for the rights of individuals who have been incarcerated or negatively impacted by the criminal legal system. And lately, as you can see, my work has focused on spiritual advocacy and justice. And the work that I'm doing, whether it's professionally, where I'm advocating to create opportunity to help people with much needed resources given what's happening in the world, and now with this spiritual practice, I come upon the most weirdest resistance ever. Like when I'm trying to help people, just to help, not for a namesake, not for medals, not for awards, not for acknowledgement, just to really help people. People stand in the way of progress because they want to control it, or because they want the accolades, or because they want to do it their own way, or they want to take your idea and they want to do it themselves. Or they just want to stand in the way of progress because they live in upside down, or because they're karmic. For whatever the reason, the message today is, I'm here to make an impact, as well as all of the flame keepers and God's chosen and people who are waking up, people who are choosing light and love. And to remember, all of us are here trying to make a positive impact. We don't want to fight with anybody. We don't want to fight anybody about doing what's right or making progress, because obviously it's very much needed given the state of the world. So we all need to stop fighting each other for status, for claim, for who knows better or who knows what. Like I had made a video before because somebody came in my direct messages talking about she didn't like how I was presenting myself as the real Sophia and that she was. And that she had called for justice and judgment on me. What? Like, what are you talking about? We all are working together. So if you are not helping in the mission, in the grid work, in the healing, in the remembrance of the new earth, then kindly get out the way. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother, the Nari Shakai, Shalane Dukai. For real, y'all. Like, it is a pet peeve of mine. Like, why stand in the way? Especially when you say you're for a cause. When you say you're for a cause, but on the low, you're really not for it unless you can control it. That's about your intention, right? I I just ask all of us to really think, like, if you're in a space, whether it's work, personally, if you are, doing this work as a creator, like, are you busy fighting other people in the industry, in the field? Do you spend more time battling people over who's going to do what and how you're going to do it? Or is your focus more on the impact you want to make and the strategy to be successful in doing it collectively? And for any disagreements, working those disagreements out, talking it out so that we can be on the same page. Because I think I've said it before, the enemy is not each other. It is what wants to keep us controlled and forgetful and confused and distracted and not paying attention and not powerful. That's the enemy. That's the darkness. That's the distortion. That's who we need to collectively be focused on addressing. Now, the focus shouldn't be an obsession over how bad it is, because I think we all can agree with what we're learning. It is pretty bad. And it's been going on for a very long time. I have said to other people, like, don't focus too much on the bad, because our mission is to overwrite it with new code. with the new grid, with the new earth, to take this distorted matrix and flip it into the celestial kingdom frequency. So we can't focus on what they're doing over there. We can protect ourselves, we can cloak ourselves. But our focus is on bringing the celestial grid back online. And that's what we're going to do. So my message today is for anybody, especially if you are in the spiritual arts, if you are a musician, you're a creator, you're a grid worker, you're a seer, you're an architect, you're a builder, you're an anchor, you're a psychic, you're an empath, you're a tarot reader, channeler, chantress, whatever, wherever you are, whatever your talent is, whatever your specialty is. Let's work together. Like for real though, with the right intention. Not to say that we're doing it, but our intention is that we want the collective impact for ourselves, for our families, for our communities. Intention matters, especially in the spiritual world, because you can't hide those things. You cannot hide those things from your spiritual team in heaven. You just can't, guys. You know, and then the more telepathic that people get, you ain't gonna be able to hide it from them either. Y'all, I had something happen the other day. I was in a conversation and someone said it in their minds, but I heard it out loud and I was like, what you just say? And they was like, I was like, just saying, this is a new world we're in where your intentions matter. And so if you're in a group that this is happening, or you see it happening, you know, where, you know, people often, when they are obstructionists to a movement, or when they want to stop good progress based on their ego, like them not leading, or whoever not doing it their way, they try to pull other people into it. They try to get people to gang stalk, to like harass. Like there are a lot of, I'm seeing now, there's a lot of quote unquote woke spiritual people like going around talking about, I can't have trauma. We don't have trauma. Trauma is a projection. What? The best healers are the ones who have been healed. Do you understand me? And a lot of indigenous, a lot of ethnic people have went through quite a lot of trauma. So it's very insensitive to tell these people, my people, that trauma is a projection. Do you understand me? That's not okay to say to people. There are a lot of woke spiritual people going around who are speaking on things that they have no direct experience or knowledge about. And that's okay. Everyone can do that. You don't necessarily have to go through everything, but you have to have the humility. You have to have the reverence. You have to acknowledge the people who have been the forefront thinkers, who probably have generated the practice or are promoting it from their place of lived experience. You have to give deference. As an advocate from the criminal legal system, I always say I have not been directly impacted myself, but I have been indirectly impacted because I have been by my family. And that's what my passion is about. But I give honor, and I also am humble. And whenever a directly impacted person that has had negative experience with the criminal legal system is talking, or whenever I'm having an event, I make sure that they're included. Whenever we're making big decisions, they have to be leaders at the table. And it's the same way in the spiritual practice world. It can't be blazed over. Our suffering and our pain can't be just ignored and say, oh, we're going to be better now. Now we're going to move forward. No, the injustice, the wrongs, everything, they have to be acknowledged. And then they have to be healed. And then they have to be transmuted and released. And then we need to think about what we can do differently moving forward to build better us's, like better versions of us. And in our communities, what are the laws? What are the decrees? What are the principles? What is our vision? We have to be real. And we have to work with each other, not against each other. I love y'all. Have a good day.